Okay, so daily break and run. Now I'm following WPA rules, so 3-point rules in effect, 9 balls racked on the spot. Cue ball has to be within the breaking box, 9-inch breaking box. Um, Now I mentioned I don't like the cut break, and the reason I don't like the cut break is because you have 2 balls you can control. You can control the one and you can control the cue ball. The cut break, you're pocketing the 1 ball, which means that you're pretty much left with a lucky leave on your next shot to be able to run the table. Where if you were to do what I'm doing, which is control the 1 ball for a shot after the break, then you've got a much higher incidence of break and run. The downside is I haven't quite figured out everything with this break, so I'm still working on it. All right, so on this leave, there's a cut. I can cut the 3 into the 8, or I can carom into the 8. I choose the carom, and the reason I choose the carom is because I can control where the cue and the 3 land, and it's going to give me a natural leave for the 4. Um, if I was to have shot the combination there, the cue ball would have run all around the table, and I would have had to kind of get lucky on my leave. Okay, so I draw this a little bit too far. And you're going to see me measure the angle here. I want to make sure that the angle that I'm going to come off the 5, if I parallel that angle, it tells me if I'm going to come off the 6 or if I'm going to go around it. So I'm going to go around it. I hit it a little bit soft. I don't know if it was humidity or what, but the table was rolling really slow. So I'm straight in on the 6. Uh, I'm close, so I'm a little worried about the double hit. So I'm just going to baby this into the side, and uh, I don't have the speed down yet with whatever's going on. And this 6 ball, if you watch it when it gets close to the side, it just dies. It doesn't like slow like everything else is. It gets about 6 inches away and then it just stops rolling. Um, so I go ahead and finish out the rack. This is an early rack in my practice. Um, so you can see I would have gotten out if I'd made the 6, but I didn't make the 6, so I didn't get out. On to the next rack. Okay, so again, WPA rules. I get my 3 points. Um, but again, I don't make a ball. Uh, I'm still playing with this, trying to get to a place where I'm making a ball and getting my 3 points. And you notice that I did have a good shot on the 1 yet again. But if I'm not consistently pocketing a ball, it's not going to help me very much. Okay, the 3 really only has the side pocket. Um, so I've got to get a leave up there somewhere about where the 9 is. I roll on up, and I deliberately used that side spin to put me so that I was traveling down the line I needed to be on. Uh, I need to put the 3 in the side, and I need to draw. You'll notice I don't use a lot of big draw. I use some regular draw, but I don't use the big draws. And I feel like they're not as easily controllable as the follow shots are. Now, I've started talking with Fedor Gorst, who is world 9-ball champion, and he has agreed to help coach me to help get back to where I was. Um, his style is different than mine. He uses a lot of draw and a lot of power draw, where I prefer to follow and use the rails. Uh, it's going to be interesting. He's given me a first set of drills he wants me to work on. Um, and 3 of the 5 drills are pure draw drills. So I'm definitely going to have to take some time. And I should have drawn this one a bit more with a bit more right hand spin, but I didn't. So I end up kind of funny. And I've been missing this shot a lot. So this is definitely a shot I need to practice on. Um, I either over or undercut it just a little almost every time and leave it hanging. So anyhow, he uses big power draw, and 3 of the 5 drills that he gave me are big draw drills. Um, I'm going to have to uh, do a couple of things. They're full table shots, so it's like from the spot shot down to the second diamond is the distance between the from the head spot down to the second diamond at the bottom of the table is the distance that I'll have to be drawing for those drills. I'm going to have to do a couple of things. I'm going to have to work on the precision on shooting that shot, and I'm going to have to work on getting the big draw off of that shot um, before I can even attempt that drill. Because I know right now, if I try to do it as things are today, um, I don't think I can do those for the first 3 drills. The fourth one is a follow drill. That one I have no problem with. It's a 3 rail follow leave. Um, but the draw really concerns me. All right, so I had gotten frustrated with the WPA break. Um, I spent about an hour, and every break I either didn't make a ball or I didn't get the 3 points. So finally I went back to the side break, and this was a side break that you just saw me run, and here's another side break. Um, and this is also a break and run, so this is 2 break and runs on this set. Um, Looking at this pretty wide open, I have to draw for the 2, and don't get me wrong, I can draw, uh, but I don't use the big power draws, and that's what these drills are, is they're power draws. So when I draw, that's kind of how I draw right there. The 2, I need to just come out off the rail for the 3. Now I can stop on the 3, draw back about a foot and a half off the 4 to put the 5 in the side, and then the 7, I'm going to run over and get kind of straight on it and draw for that, draw for the 9 as well, rather than going around the table, which I could do also. Actually, I think I draw from this 5 to the 7. Um, yeah. So, I mean, that's about as much draw as I use normally. I don't typically do the big full table draws unless I absolutely have. And here's the 9 for a second break and run.